We are in conversation with Ambassador of India to Bhutan, Ms. Ruchira Kamboj, in an exclusive interview to All India Radio. Ambassador, what are your reactions to the first tranche of COVID-19 vaccines that were delivered to Bhutan on Wednesday?
Yesterday was a beautiful day for the India-Bhutan friendship. You would recall that on January 16, Prime Minister Modi had said that India's production capacity, its ability to manufacture vaccines, will serve the interests of the whole of humanity. This generosity for regional solidarity made it possible for Bhutan to be yesterday the first country to receive vaccines. What we saw yesterday, therefore, was India's ancient spiritual ethos of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam in action. Importantly, India has made good on its promise of standing shoulder to shoulder with Bhutan and will continue to do so in the coming months. The leadership and public of Bhutan has been deeply touched by India's gesture. The Prime Minister of Bhutan, Dr. Lote Tshering, has called this a display of altruism at its best. The Prime Minister of Bhutan has also made an important point, and I quote, "It is of unimaginable value when precious commodities are shared even before meeting your own needs, as opposed to giving out only after you have enough," calling this altruism at its best. Thank you, Prime Minister Lote, for your kind and gracious words, which are deeply appreciated. So truly, the dispatch of the vaccine was a testimony to India's commitment of neighborhood first and its leadership in the global fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
Could you shed some light on how Bhutan is tackling this pandemic and also on how it plans on proceeding with the vaccination drive?
Bhutan's fight against COVID-19 serves as a model of due diligence for the world. His Majesty, the King of Bhutan, has led from the front, an exemplar of compassionate leadership in these troubled times. The Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister and the Health Minister of Bhutan are all doctors, as you might know, and therefore science and reason have prevailed in policy making. And the results are there for all of us to see. Only 850 positive cases since the outbreak of the pandemic, of which 631 are recovered and cured, with only 218 active cases. And as far as the vaccination drive goes, Bhutan will proceed per their priorities. Vaccines will be distributed using existing infrastructure and distribution mechanisms. Given the urgency to achieve 100% coverage of inoculations, within weeks, helicopter services will be used to deliver the vaccine to strategic regional locations from where the refrigerated vans will be used to distribute the vaccine to immunization posts and hospitals. The plan appears quite elaborate and detailed, and we are certain that the COVID-19 mass vaccination drive will be yet another Bhutanese success story. I will add that Bhutan has had precious experience in the past in mass immunization thanks to their campaigns against rubella and measles, and we are certain that in this particular case too, they will come out with flying colors.
India's partnership with Bhutan has been an enduring one, and India has always been the proverbial friend in need to its Himalayan neighbor. Can you share with our listeners in what other ways is India supporting Bhutan during this grave crisis induced by the COVID pandemic and Bhutan's efforts to overcome this difficult challenge?
Since the outbreak of the pandemic, India has been Bhutan's trusted partner and dependable friend. As just one example only in the commercial space, we have kept networks and borders open to ensure seamless and uninterrupted supply of essential commodities to Bhutan. We have opened 5 new trade routes to facilitate two-way trade as also trade to third countries. We have facilitated the export of Bhutanese agri-products both to India and to third countries, which has kept the wheels moving at this end. This is just one example of the exceptional measures that have been taken, keeping in mind our time-tested relationship. It has been our honor to stand by Bhutan. Equally, Bhutan at this end has appreciated India's vital collaboration during the pandemic, and we thank them for that. Over and above and beyond, the Government of India has delivered 10 consignments of essential medical supplies to Bhutan during the course of the pandemic. For the past 2 days, in fact, the Government of India has been undertaking a 2-day training program for Bhutanese healthcare professionals on the operational aspects of a safe and effective vaccine rollout now that the vaccine is in Bhutan. I could say, of course, much more, since however that the time is limited, suffice to say that we have and will always stand shoulder to shoulder with Bhutan in coming times. India will be a reliable partner and dependable friend going forward.